Now, international, regional and state response for the cybercrime. UN Cyberspace Treaty, we have repeated and coordinated cyberspace attack are seen worldwide on sensitive information and critical infrastructure. United Nations response has come against it as UN Cyberspace Treaty. The initiative started when the draft code of crime against peace and security of mankind has been adopted by International Law Commission in its 48th session in 1992 and submitted to the UN General Assembly. International Telecommunication Union launched the Global Cybercrime Agenda in May 2007, and in October 2007 a global high-level expert group formulated had been made to reinforce that International Telecommunication Union's effort to combat or to regulate the cyberspace. The global strategy prepared in August 2008, the 5 key areas they have identified: legal measures, technical and procedural measures, organizational structure, capacity building and international cooperation. 5 important points they have covered. Literally these are the key areas every country need to consider. So it can formulate the global protocol on cyber security and to combat with the cyber crime, and which is presented in the Internet Governance Forum in November 2009 and discussed thoroughly in the 12th United Nations Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice in Salvador, Brazil on April 2010. But unfortunately, the proposal was rejected by the UN as number of developing countries including China, Russia didn't able to reach an agreement with this matter with group of development countries like US, UK, Canada and EU. The reason shown why developed country group was in situation of Budapest Convention on Cybercrime in place since 2001 and ratified by 46 countries as well. Now, the Budapest Convention on Cybercrime, we need to know what is that. Budapest Convention on Cybercrime was the first international treaty addressing computer related criminal activities, one to harmonize the national laws to improve. As I have said several times, it's not a problem of one particular jurisdiction, it's not a problem of one country. Different countries altogether are related with that. So there is a need of a consensus to handle the thing collectively. There is a need of good understanding, extraterritoriality to combat the situation. There is a need of a vigorous cooperation between different nations. The convention was adopted by Committee of Ministers of the Council of Europe in November 2001 at the 109th sessions and opened for signature. Finally, the convention entered into the force 1st July 2004. 42 European countries had become signatories of the convention along with non-members countries like Canada. Now we need to come to the India. What is the position of India? We have Information Technology Act. Till now we don't have a series of legislation like US or UK to combat the cyber crimes, but it is quite well structured legislation, though there is some not interfaces. Actually we have the reference of IPC, Indian Penal Code, and Evidence Act also we need to consider. Sometime some banking law is also related with that, because some interfaces are there. We need to have that cross reference to deal with the cyber crime. We already know the vastness of the cyber crime, so we can well understand why this cross referencing is needed. Now, Cyber Technology Act was passed in India in 2000. It deals with matters related with electronic communication and cyber crime, and it is amended again in 2008, which enhanced the punishment further, like provisions of life imprisonment and fine up to rupees 10 lakhs for certain classes of cyber crimes. Certain specific cyber crimes enumerated in this act is given in following slide. Tampering with computer source code used for computer and computer program, computer system or network. This is punishable with imprisonment of 3 years and with fine or up to 2 lakhs rupees fine or both. Hacking of computer system, this act is punishable with imprisonment for 3 years or with fine up to 5 lakhs or both. Now, one is the just a circumvention. There is no wrongful intention. they just circumvent due to security check or just a curiosity. It is just considered as a wrongdoing, not a criminal thing. Cheating by personation using computer resources or other communication device, this act is punishable with imprisonment for 3 years or with fine up to 1 lakh or both. Capturing, transmitting or publishing private parts of any human being without consent, this act is punishable with imprisonment for 3 years or with fine up to 2 lakhs or both. We have covered cyber terrorism as well, because cyber terrorism is a very important aspect of the cyber crime, which is punishable with life imprisonment. So capturing, transmitting or publishing something which is obscene in any electronic form, this act is punishable with imprisonment for 3 years for the first conviction, and then it can be raised up to 7 years for the subsequent conviction. Capturing, transmitting or publishing something which is sexually explicit in electronic form, this act is punishable with imprisonment for 5 years for the first conviction, and subsequent conviction can be up to 7 years. Now, it is also covered the child pornography. The first imprisonment for 5 years and 10 lakhs rupees. For the first conviction, it can be raised up to 7 years or fine up to 10 lakhs for the subsequent conviction. Disclosure of information, breach of contract or breach of confidentiality also covered under this act. Intentional fraudulent publication of digital signature or for the unlawful purpose is covered with that. Having any computer systems, computer disk, floppies or any telecommunication devices also covered with that. All the said crime, if done outside India or any foreign citizen, shall be liable for the similar punishment if it involves a computer system or computer network located in India. Here we are trying to clear the jurisdiction issue. If the systems or the machines is in India, whatever may be, wherever may be the cause of action or person is doing, the residence of that person is wherever, they are accused for that. That is clear. Now, other countries' response to the cyber crime we need to know. We are giving a special emphasis on New Zealand, who adopted a cyber security strategy in 2011. Ministry of Economic Development is responsible for implementation of cyber security policy, and priority had been given to 3 core areas: protecting government system, coordinated response, and increase awareness and capacity building. It's very important to know what can actually be happened. Then we can take the proper measure to handle the situation. New Zealand with other 4 countries, namely UK, Australia, US, Canada, built up a strategic alliance cybercrime working group in 2006 for starting a harmonized activity in all these countries. Government agencies are playing important role in implementation of cyber security strategy in England, like National Cyber Security Center is made for protection of government information system. Critical infrastructure, National Cyber Crime Center has been made. Electronic crime lab is established for performing cyber crime related forensic investigation. There is a need in case of India also. We have cyber cell, good lot of cities now. Cyber forensic is trying to develop. This is another zone India is need to concentrate as well, and India is developing day by day. There is a need of good lot of infrastructure and funding research and development as well to develop the forensic investigation related with cyber crime and capacity building, because still we are somehow try to relate the crime which is coming under the IPC, Indian Penal Code, and we try to execute it under the CRPC. But we need to know this is the new dimension. The handling situation should be very much unique for the cyber crime. It cannot be covered like the other physical crime which is covered earlier. Legal system in New Zealand enacted Cybercrime Amendment Act 2003, which defined certain types of cybercrime. Example, international dishonest access to the computer system, damage or interface with a computer or computer system, production, sale, distribution or possession of any software related with crime, and illegal and unauthorized access to any computer system. Other countries response, we can continue with Australia. Australia is having the cyber security strategy, which is developed in 2009 and renovated in 2011, which includes cyber crime, cyber safety, cyber security, safety of online customers and cyber defense. Australia has passed several pieces of legislation like UK and US to create cyber security legal framework like Cybercrime Act 2001, Spam Act 2003, Surveillance Devices Act 2004. Under the existing strategy, the government has announced further legislation, Cybercrime Legislation Amendment Bill 2011. Mainly, it is related with the unlawful access through planned amendment to the Telecommunications Act also. Other countries response, we can have under that Germany, a major threat of the cybercrime in Europe, is adopted federal cyber security strategy in 2011. German government has given emphasis on certain strategic areas like critical information infrastructure, IT system security and public administration of IT security, etc. National Cyber Response Center and National Cyber Security Council have made for implementation of actual crime control mechanism for cyberspace, coordinated action on cyber security in Europe and worldwide, use of dependable and responsible professionals, personnel expansion in federal authorities, tools to respond to cyber attacks. German criminal code used to address the traditional crimes committed by or to the computers. Like India, we are trying to relate the IPC and IT Information Act to combat both the situation, because till now we are comfortable, we are conversant with the IPC. So in a similar way, we can see that the German criminal code is trying the conventional or traditional crime which is related with computers, they try to relate with each other, which is related with computer system, computer network. Certain crimes included in the provisions are violations of privacy, data espionage, phishing, forgery, criminal damage. In addition, it is worth mention that Germany was an original signatory of the Budapest Cybercrime Convention. It has originated in European Union and they are one of the founder member. So this is the as a whole we have go through the cyber crime in several other countries apart from UK and US, and we have seen the position of India. Yes, we are in infant stage, we are just developing, our legislation is just a newborn baby, but we have done good development. It is developing already with the current situation, because it's a day-to-day development according to the situation. India also going to deal with that. We are developing our forensics investigations related with cyber crime. We already start awareness through the different centers. We start training for the different company, for different companies, even school level, colleges. Even we are trying to develop the awareness among the general public who are utilizing it now. The mobile in each and everyone's hand. Good lot of people, huge population of India is now surfing net through their mobile, and internet is available even in the villages, suburban areas. So police is now trying to well equipped with the situation. So India is developing in each and every day. So it's in a growing stage. Sometimes we criticize, but we need to give some time to develop ourselves. But we have seen the how the other countries apart from US and EU, they are handling the situation, specifically Germany, New Zealand, Australia and other countries, how the different conventions is trying to harmonize the situations, and how the treaties try to unite good lot of countries to combat the situation. There is a need of cooperation, there is a need of understanding between good lot of countries, because it's extraterritorial in nature. There is no border in the cyberspace. The unique problem needs a unique approach to handle the situation.